Supervisor Patterson.
Yes, thank you, Chairman Lenthal. I'll start here and see where we get. This is an issue that we face every year, this time of year, and what is different about this year than the previous 2 years that I sat on the board is that we're facing a very significant budget shortfall next year, and we spent the last week talking with our department heads and amongst ourselves about how we're going to close that $20 million gap. I think this is an opportunity for us to exercise some leadership and show that we're serious about taking that on ourselves and that we're not going to put it on the backs of the public and county employees. We have already this year approved a number of rate increases for our bargaining units. And that's something that I think people need to keep in mind, that we're constrained really by agreements that we have with our various bargaining units, that we give them the prevailing wage that has been determined based on legislation or an initiative really that was passed by the voters of San Luis Obispo County in the 70s, and that's the guideline that we use to determine what the increase should be. But I think here we have a choice. We have a choice of what we want to do for ourselves. And in light of what we're facing next year, I think that we need to take a serious look as to whether or not we maximize our increase in the face of the budget shortfall that we face for 0809. And I very much appreciate June's comments. She's here practically every Tuesday when we meet, and she knows what commitment that we make in terms of time for this job. And my response to that is that I don't know that there is enough monetary compensation for what we do, really. It becomes a lifestyle if you're going to do this. And I know none of us on the board did this for the money. We did it for other reasons. But I don't think that the timing is right for us to give ourselves a significant raise. I think it may be appropriate to do a cost of living only. We've done that and exceeded that with our bargaining units, and that's fair. When revenues are flush, certainly we can increase them to meet that parity with our comparable counties. But again, we're not constrained by an agreement, a contract that our other bargaining units have, and we can do what we think is best. And we have a choice here. The other thing that I think we need to discuss is the fact that our legislative assistant's salary is based on hours. And whether or not we decide to take a raise and how much of a raise we take, we certainly should ensure that they get a cost of living raise at a minimum. And so I do want to address that issue as we move forward. We can put a freeze on our salary. You know, we've asked our department heads to put a freeze on hiring, which impacts services, which impacts county residents. I think it's inappropriate to take too large a raise at this time. And it is, as Mr. Margetson said, it's an upward spiral. You never catch up, and we never will. But we have something that the supervisors in our comparable counties don't have, and that is we live in San Luis Obispo County. And there's value in that, I think. And I put a very high value on the fact that we live here and they don't. And if they want to make more, that's their business, not necessarily ours. So what I'd like to see us do is recommend that our legislative assistants get a cost of living increase, and that we hold off on ours as a way of demonstrating our commitment to resolving our $20 million cash revenue shortfall for next year. And granted, you're talking about 5 people here, 10 counting our legislative assistants. totals probably $50,000, and when you compare that to a $460 million budget, it's not much. But I think what it does do is it tells our employees that we're committed to stepping up to the plate and taking this on ourselves, and that's more important than the $40,000 to $50,000 that it would cost us.
Supervisor Gibson?